fixed meaning of fixed and flexible rate of and managed floating, determination of exchange rate in the market, merits and demerit of flexible and fixed exchange rate, managed floating exchange rate system. Clear? So these are basically the two chapters in the unit of balance of payment. Clear? So we'll quickly note down the papers and then we will move to the next part.
Done, ma'am.
Both of you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, both of you done?
Both
No?
of us are done.
Sorry?
Ma'am, both of us are done.
Okay, both of you are done. Okay, I think I taught this chapter here, no? So I'll just copy it. Okay. Just a minute, huh? And okay. So first what we are going to do is we are going to start with the foreign exchange. Instead of doing BOP, we will do foreign exchange and then we will do BOP. Okay? Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes? Okay. So let's just start. Okay. First thing which you have to do over here is, ma'am, foreign exchange. Right? So what is this foreign exchange, ma'am? How will we get to know, ma'am, what is this foreign exchange? All this thing. Right? So always foreign means out of the country. Right? For example, if this is America, right? And for America, India is foreign, right? For India, America is foreign, right? So over here, of course, their dollars are being used and over here, rupees are being used, right? So for example, there is always a situation like this. Ma'am, 1 rupee equals to something dollars, like for example, $83, right? So this is basically the rate, exchange rate, that for 1 rupees, how much you will get, right? So this is basically the exchange rate. So ma'am, what is foreign exchange? It refers to the sum total of stock of foreign currencies. For first of all, we will do foreign exchange rate. So basically, it is the price of one currency in terms of another. Clear? Yes. So
Yes,
what
ma'am.
is the price of the currency in terms of another? Right? It means the number of unit of domestic currency required to buy a unit of foreign currency. Like to purchase $1, you need 50 rupees. Clear? 50 Indian rupees. This is basically the old idea. I'm just giving you a rough idea. Now, it means number of unit of foreign currency that is purchased in exchange of unit of domestic currency. So, for example, if we want to purchase US dollar, for $1 we have to give rupees 50, right? But if they want to purchase rupees 1, they have to give $150. Clear? So this is basically the exchange rate and the rate at which currency of one country. So this is basically a well-defined one. A rate at which currency of one country is converted into currency of another country is called foreign exchange rate or foreign rate of exchange or foreign exchange rate, right? So basically it represents the external purchasing of a currency. It is the rate at which export and import of a nation are valued at the point of time. No need to write this one, just write till here. Okay. Now basically foreign exchange. Ma'am, what is foreign exchange basically? So over here, for example, you gave me some gifts, right? In return, I gave you some money, right? So whatever you are exchanging, like between America and India, whatever we are exchanging, that will come under foreign exchange. Sometimes American people will give us something, sometimes Indian people will be giving something, right? So ma'am, what is foreign exchange? It is basically the total of either foreign currencies are being exchanged or like the securities and the bond issued by foreign corporates and government. Clear? So when you will add these two, that will make foreign exchange, right? For example, this is America and this is India, right? I purchased a phone from America, right? I purchased this, but it returned what I gave? I gave them dollars, right? $100 I gave, right? So this will also be included when I'm calculating the foreign exchange. That okay, 100 rupees dollar was the exchange of 100 rupees dollar was being done. For example, they are purchasing it from India, then at that time also they will give Indian rupees, right? And then now basically where this foreign exchange comes from, right? America and India, right? There is basically an agency in between. For example, this is an American person. He is coming to India, and of course, in India, you cannot use dollars. So in this agency, with like before visiting India, right? I hope you people are very much aware, right? Because when you visit India, you convert your currencies, right? Because you are out of India right now, right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. So similarly, what they do basically, they will be giving dollars, and in return, they will be giving rupees. So somewhere dollars are being coming to India. So foreign reserve is being increasing in India, right? So this is what basically takes place. So I hope two terms are very much clear. Foreign exchange rate is basically the rate, right? And foreign exchange is basically the total of foreign currencies plus the securities or bond which are being exchanged or issued by the foreign corp and government. Clear? So first you will write the heading,
Yes,
like you will put a chapter foreign exchange, right? And then you will write first meaning of foreign exchange, this, then meaning of foreign exchange rate. Clear? I'll tell you the accurate value of the dollar because it keeps on fluctuating, right? But when you are going to visit your exam hall, at that time you will check the recent one. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
So currently it is 83.22. Clear? So instead of writing 50, you will write 83.22. Clear? And here 1 by 83.22. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now moving to the next one. Okay. Types of foreign exchange rate. Okay. So there are three types of. One is fixed exchange rate system, one is flexible, and one is managed. So you will quickly draw this diagram. Okay. Then we will discuss one by one the fixed one, the flexible, and the managed. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Girls, you had your PTM. How was it?
Ma'am, it went fine.
It went fine. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
For economics, it was good? Or any feedback you got?
Ma'am, it was
Ma'am, they just
fine.
Okay, one by one, tell me. Vanisha, tell me.
Ma'am, it was fine. But then teacher said we have to improve a bit more.
Okay. And Ritika?
Ma'am, same thing. They said we have to like solve sample papers and manage our time and practice more.
Yes. So this is my main motive basically because in October, like mid-November, I will be able to finish the syllabus. After this, your real struggle begins, you know, the November, November, December, and January, right? Because December and January are those two, because, you know, we are not having the daily classes, right? So I have, after the syllabus completion, we will only have, you know, 30 days with us, where we are going to, like, from the chapter 1, we are going to discuss all that, like first of all, the sample paper, and for every chapter, because right now we are only focusing on notes, not on the questions, right? And you have already given the paper, you know what, how they are asking it, right? So let's just quickly finish the syllabus, and after that, sample paper, sample paper. So how we are going to do the sample paper? Of course, not in the class, right? I will give you the sample paper, right? One sample paper we will do in 2 classes, right? Like one day we will be doing macroeconomics and one day we will be doing the Indian economy. This is how we will manage the things, right? Plus, I will give you some current data as well, right? From where the question, like the economic section, right? So I will give you for the entire year, right? Like we will start from, because your exam will be for, you know, March or Feb, right? So from this Feb 2022, I will give you the data like, okay, these were the economic news that were in current affairs, because like the Atmanirbhar Bharat, you got it, right? So they are basically relating your topic with the current as well, because economy goes on, right? So what we are going to do, we are along with our
Yes.
revision classes, of course, there will be some self-study session as well, like extended over that. these last 2 months, just forget about everything. Just focus on the classes and the revision part, because most of the time you have your revision part, right? And I will be only taking your 1 hour class, right? So this is what you have to manage for the things, right? You will have self-study sessions as well from, I think, November itself. So there also you will give me, like, I will be taking your test, daily basis test on the chapter wise I will be taking, right? So this is what we are going to manage. So we will make a, like, just quickly finish. I think macroeconomics, this is the last chapter unit, right? We will be done with macroeconomics, only left with the Indian economy. So Indian economy also, I think within 2 weeks we will be able to finish. I think in Indian economy we have 2 or 3 chapters, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
right, 2 or 3 chapters. So we will be able to finish in 2 weeks or like 3 weeks like this. So by November mid, we will be able to finish both the syllabus, and then we are going to follow our this particular timetable. So are you people able to manage your other subject as well? Like, how, what is the feedback for other subject? Doing good?
Ma'am, could
Yes,
you
ma'am.
repeat?
Hmm.
It wasn't clear to me.
It is?
No, could you please repeat, because it was not clear to me.
Okay, okay. I just asked that your other subjects are also good. Like, the feedback was positive.
Ma'am, it was fine, but then like everywhere they said like you have to practice more sample papers, and you have to manage your time like that.
Yes,
So
this is very, very important. Because other, see, my personal opinion will be always to you people. I just don't focus on my subject only. It's basically you have to focus on each and every subject, because at the end, for example, you are getting 100 and 100 for economics, but others somewhere slightly is not good, then it is going to affect your entire percentage, right? So give
Yes,
equal
ma'am.
weightage to each and every chapter, right? And each and every subject, right? No matter whether it is literature. Even in English literature, we feel like, we are very good in English and all that, but you need to practice. So what is the feedback for English? Because English, I've seen that most of the students, they take it like that we are very good in this, because over here there is no grammar part, only the writing part and the literature, right? There's no grammar,
Yes,
like
ma'am.
ma'am.
sacrifices and all that, fill in the omission, edit, nothing is there. So what is the feedback for English? It is good, like how much you are scoring currently?
Ma'am, I didn't go meet the English teacher. I only went the
Okay.
4 subjects.
Okay. What about Manisha?
Ma'am, even I didn't meet her, but then the results were not like as we expected. As you said, like we thought English will be easier, but then it was not. Like the paper was a bit lengthy, as you know, like there was so much writing part, and like we thought it will be easy, but then it was not. So like even like ma'am generally in the class said that we have to practice more. You should not take English
A
very
lot.
lightly.
Because that's why I asked you about English subject, because English we think like, because I am sharing my personal experience over here is in 10th class I got 100 on 100. So somewhere my confidence was like I am very good in this and all that, right? But when I went to 12th class, even my pre-boards and everything, they were very good, right? But when I got my board result, I was surprised, right? Because I was expecting 98 and 99, because obviously your expectations are very high when you perform good in 10th board, right? So of course the expectation was 95 plus, but I didn't get that. So I was very, very surprised, right? So this is what, even when I had my first pre-board, there also like I got something 91 or something, but my expectation were always being 90 and 99. But the reality checks come there, and we always ignore this. This is what you people told me, that ma'am, we expected very good, but we didn't get that, right? So when I got
Yes,
my
ma'am.
board result, now I was surprised. I was like, how can this be possible? I didn't score very well in English. Like all of the subjects were too good. But one, I was confident that I'll be scoring 98, 99, not 98, 99, even 95. I was expecting, but I didn't got that, right? So this is what basically I want to say. For English, literature is fine, right? And the only basic tips which I always share to each and every student is, you don't have to follow the things like, ma'am, we are, for example, if there is any literature answer, right? What usually students do is, they are just writing, he said this, who said this, like this, they make a story and then they write, right? But instead of focusing on this now, just making a simple language, use some extracted word that, okay, use some statements, use some this literature part, you have to somewhere learn it, but don't use the simple language over here, right? That he said,
Yes,
Ram
ma'am,
said
getting
this
it.
to
Yes,
this,
ma'am.
and then they went there, and then this happened, then that happened, then that happened. We usually do this when we don't have a paragraph or a correct content, right? We use then, but, because, a lot of time, right? But this is what
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
not going to work. Definitely, what your teacher will be doing, you wrote this much, she will check it. This is for 4 marks. She will give 2.5 or 3 marks. She will never give you 4 on 4. This is the thing. So, for example, for every question, if you are losing 1 marks, automatically you are using 10 to 12 marks here only, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is
Yes,
what.
ma'am.
So your answer presentation should be something like, for example, you are writing an essay. Just make it like this, according to Mahatma Gandhi, like this. Just use some quotations. So what I will do, I will share some quotations with you, right? So that you people can, at least, I'm not asking you to mug it up, right? Just at least give it a reading, so that you know when you are, for example, I just give a question on cleanliness and I ask you to write a paragraph. So over there you can start, according to Mahatma Gandhi, cleaning our environment is this and this. And even in India, we started, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So you can, so when I will see this quotation now, automatically I will be like, okay, this is something new. Because the examiner has to check 10 to 15 copies in, 1 hour or 2 hours. So automatically they don't know who is Ritika, who is Vanisha, right? The way everyone is writing this, cleanliness is very important, it is good for health and all that. But if you will mention it with the quotations, automatically there will be a difference between the copies of other and your copies, right? So what they feel like, okay, this student is being creative, and somewhere they don't read everything, right? But it doesn't mean that you will write anything. But yeah, the presentation plus the what like how you are making your answer different from others will give you marks over here, right? So this is very, very important.
Yes,
And for
ma'am.
example, if your answer sheets are like this, you are writing an answer over here, still 4-5 lines are left, right? Never start your answer from here, right? Never distribute your answers in 2 parts. Just start your answers, answer number 4 from this page, right? Because what students do, they even write 3-4 lines here and write 3-4 lines here. So automatically for me, I feel like that this is not sufficient for 4 marks. I will give you 3 marks. But if you will write same content in the same page, I can even see the length in 1 page, right? So this is what
Yes,
goes. If
ma'am.
you're continuing the question, continue it, but never never, you know, start a new answers if you are if 4 or 5 lines are remaining over there. Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Right? So this is what you have to take care. And for English, it is very easy to score well, because there are people who are scoring 100 and 100, 98, 90, the toppers, right? So of course, they are not someone unique, na? They are not genius. We are. But the only difference is how they are presenting their answer. Never use the simple language, because we use that language only in the exam hall, which we are generally using in communication, right? But this is English, right? The literature itself says, whenever you are going to read the novels and all that, they are also a part of literature. So have you ever heard about this happened, that happened? No. The language are always unique, right? So this is what you have to use, the unique language, instead of using, repeat it. Ram asked the Radha to repeat. So instead Ram asks for pardon, please. Like this, you can use the words indeed. Instead of using yes, use indeed word. Write those word apart, like use the substitution word instead of using the common word, right? So this are going to help, definitely going to help you to, at least increase your mark. Because I know you people are not writing wrong. There is nothing wrong in English, right? But the only difference between the one who is scoring 95 plus is the way of presenting and way of using, making their answer unique. So that examiner also feel like, okay, this is something unique. Okay. So this is what
Okay, ma'am.
keep in
Yes,
mind,
ma'am.
right? And once we are done with the syllabus, I have a lot of material to share with you people. So we will be doing that. Even like for economics, I would say that I will I will be always there for that, that okay, do this, do that, just make in this chapter, these are the diagrams you can use, everything. I have done a lot of research and PYQ and all that. So for economics, I can guide you for everything, the answer presentation, the case studies, the certain reasons where you are confused a lot, write 1 marker, how to attempt it in case you are confused. So these are the things. But when we can do these things, only once we are done with the syllabus, right? For example, right now I will give you the MCQ of foreign exchange and I'll tell you this is how you need to present the answer. It's of no use, right? So completing the syllabus should be our first priority, which we are doing, and I think we are in a good track, right? But once we are done, don't feel like, ma'am, we are done with the syllabus. That's it. We are done. Now when exam will come, we will just start reading then from 20 days or something. No. If you want to see yourself in the top, you have to never leave studying. You don't have to think like that, okay, we are done. Now we will start from 20 days, like one day one day, one chapter. There is no formula for one day, one chapter. There is a consistency which you have to maintain, because most of the students lose their consistency coming to here. After this, November will be there, some functions will be there, the celebration, New Year, this. So people start, okay, we'll start from January, and new, fresh, everything. So there is no New Year, nothing for you people, because New Year will start when you are done with your exams, and when you get your result, the new
Yes,
year
ma'am.
will start there only, when you enters to your colleges, right? There is no new year for as such for you people, right? So don't feel like that
Yes, ma'am.
we are done with the syllabus, let's keep a full stop. Never keep a full stop, because even the one in your classes, they will be studying a little bit more, right? So be very consistent and just follow whatever I'm teaching you, and we will practice it. Even there will be a time slot. We will, like, where I will be making a timetable for you people. Like, okay, I will be giving you a space for accountancy and all that as well in my timetable, where you can put your syllabus, right? Your subjects, right? But for economics, I'll make a timetable for you people, so that you will adjust that according to your need. But I will put the slots for you, that this time you need to do this for per daily basis, and we will coordinate on WhatsApp that, okay, by 4 o'clock I need this and this from you for economics, so you will share it with me. Other subject, you are well responsible and you know how to do the things, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, so I think you have written this, you are writing, or you are done?
Ma'am, done.
Done, ma'am.
Done. Okay, so now let's just start over here. So first of all, fixed exchange rate. Okay, so now what is this fixed exchange rate? So instead of doing it from here, we are going to start it from this part. Okay, now fixed exchange rate system. Okay, so first of all, it refers to a system in which exchange rate for the currency is fixed by the government. So that's why it is a fixed exchange rate, right? Who is fixing over here? The government is fixing the exchange rate, right? That, okay, for 1 rupees, you have to give this much of dollars, right? This is fixed by the government, right? What is the aim? The main aim of the system is to fix the exchange rate and ensure the stability, right? Because if there is one person who is deciding it, what you will do, what you will not do, then it is basically a stability. For example, I am the one who is deciding what you will do in the entire day for both of you. So there will be a stability. Ritika will be following the same, Vanisha will be following the same. But if I say that you do on your own, so sometimes, for example, Ritika allotted 2 hours for economics, Vanisha allotted 1 hour for economics, so there will be no balance, right? But if the government decide the exchange rate, everyone in the entire country, they will follow it, right? So that's why there will be a stability in the foreign exchange market. Now, in this system, each country keeps something as a common unit. So they have to keep a common unit. So how they decided that, ma'am, how we can say that dollar is such expensive? Like, you have to give 83 rupees just to purchase $1? Ma'am, what is this? So basically, they keep a unit, which is a gold. So according to the rates of gold in India and in US, they compare it, right? Such as gold or any other precious metal as some external standard. With the help of this, the exchange rate with the other country is determined by the value of difference between the external unit kept by the both the countries. So for example, in India, the gold is for 100, and US, the gold is for 50, right? So difference is 50. So this will decide what will be the difference between the one unit and the other unit should be 50, like this. So when the currency is fixed in terms of currency, it is known as parity value, right? Now, this fixed exchange rate will be in 2 terms. First will be in the gold standard system. So over here in this system, the value of all currency is measured by keeping something as a common unit. In this system, the common unit is taken as a gold. Each country keeps the amount of gold they have, and excess and deficit of gold between the countries decided the foreign exchange rate. Now, second one is adjustable peg system. So in this system, the value of currency is pegged. Pegged means it is basically fixed to a major currency, right? Under the system, all the currency are pegged to US dollar. So over here, we are keeping the currency which is dominated in the entire world. So currently it is US dollar, right? So we will compare your currency in comparison of this, and accordingly we will decide that for 1 rupees in Israel, this will be the foreign exchange. In US, in China, this will be the foreign exchange. In Pakistan, it will be this. In Saudi Arabia, this will be this. So one, you will keep the gold, and one, you will peg one particular currency, which is basically the dominated currency, the most powerful currency. So US dollar is most powerful currency in the entire world, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So
Yes,
first of
ma'am.
all, you will write this foreign exchange rate. First one, you will write this, and then it is basically of two type: gold standard and adjustable peg system.
Ma'am, can you scroll down? Done, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the next one, flexible exchange rate system, right? So it means that it refers to a system in which exchange rate is determined by the forces of demand and supply. So if there is lot of demand, right? Like we want US dollar, we want US dollar. So at that time, what will happen? The prices of dollars will increase, right? But at that time, when there is less demand of dollar, then the prices will also fall for dollar, right? So this is what. So it refers to a system in which exchange rate is determined by the forces of demand and supply of the foreign currencies in the foreign exchange market. This system of exchange is called floating exchange rate system, also known as floating, because it keeps on changing. There is no intervention of the government in fixing the exchange rate. So over here, government don't interfere in fixing the government exchange rate. This gives rise to depreciation and appreciation of domestic currency in the foreign exchange market. In the system of exchange, the foreign exchange rate keeps on changing continuously. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Now, next is managed floating exchange rate. So it refers to a system in which exchange rate is determined by the market forces of demand and supply, but there is some interference of the central banking, right, in fixing the foreign exchange rate in the foreign exchange market. So fixed one, only government was doing, flexible, only market was doing, but in managed one, both government and market are doing. Okay. So it is a hybrid. Hybrid means both of fixed exchange rate and the flexible exchange rate, mixture of. So it is also known as dirty floating, as it is done by RBI to maintain the forex rates, foreign exchange rate, which is forex rate, within the desired target value. So they basically sometimes they manipulate the prices according to their need. So that's why it is sometimes known as dirty floating. So if they ask you why it is known as dirty floating, so you will know it is also known as dirty floating as it is done by RBI to maintain the forex rate within the desired target value. The rate is freely determined by the market forces, but RBI intervenes in between to restrict the fluctuation in the exchange rate when it exceeds the limit. That's why it is known as dirty floating. Clear? Okay, so first you will write this flexible and then learn.
Ma'am, can you scroll down?
Ma'am, just a second. Could you show the last one? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you can scroll it.
Okay, this much is fine.
No, ma'am, I completed. You can show the managing floating.
Okay.
portfolio.
Ma'am, can you scroll down? Done, ma'am.
Both of you done?
Ma'am, just a second. Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the next one, where we are going to do the, the positive and the negative of both the systems. Okay. So let's just start. So this one, merits and demerits. So first of all, these are the merits of fixed exchange rate and demerits. So it ensures stability in exchange rate. Coordination of macro policies become convenient. It prevents speculation in foreign exchange market. Speculation is basically sometimes we put money, like, that, okay, this time the foreign exchange rate will increase, right? So that is speculation, right? Because it keeps on fluctuating. That's why it is done. So it is done. But over here, if it is fixed, nobody will do speculation, right? Because it is fixed by the government. So we cannot say that, okay, it will increase or decrease. A type of bet. Clear? So it prevents speculations in foreign exchange market. Then demerits, it do not encourage virtue capital like man's capital, right? There is a probability of under or overvaluation of the currency. And government has to maintain 100% gold reserve. So these are the demerits and these are the merits of foreign fixed exchange. Now coming to flexible. So merits are, it solves the problem of overvaluation and undervaluation of the currency, right? There is no requirement of government to hold 100% gold reserve, and it encourages venture capital like physical capital. Okay. Then demerits, there is no stability. Flexible exchange rate system keeps on fluctuating according to the demand and supply. Plus, this discourages international trade and coordination of macro policy become inconvenient because this keep on changing. So you don't know whether you should purchase it from the other country or not. Yeah. So first you will write merits and demerits of fixed, and then you will write the merits and demerits of float. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Done, ma'am. Ma'am.
Ma'am, both of us are done.
Now merits and demerits of flexible. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now we are done with this. Now we are going to do one thing which is going to be very, very important. Okay. So, okay. This one, right? You will just give it a reading. No need to write anything. Just write the difference between fixed and the flexible extension. Okay. Because sometimes they
Okay.
ask you the difference.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, students done. Should we move?
Yes, ma'am.
Both of you?
Yes,
Manisha?
ma'am.
Okay. Now we are going to do one very, very important part of this chapter. In the next class, we'll finish off this chapter. This is the last. Okay. Now coming to depreciation and appreciation. So, ma'am, what is this depreciation and appreciation? So, depreciation, it refers to decrease in the value of domestic currency in relation to the foreign currency, right? And it means the value of domestic currency is less than the value of foreign currency, and domestic currency is required in more number to buy the foreign currency. It is caused by increase in demand or decrease in supply. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? And then,
Yes, ma'am.
so over here, for example, right now, for example, to purchase $1, okay, to purchase $1, you have to give 10 rupees, okay. But later on, to purchase $1, you have to give 20 rupees. So what is happening? Like earlier, you were purchasing one apple from this, but now to purchase same apple, you need 20 rupees, right? So this is depreciation of your own currency. Clear? But for example, earlier to purchase $1, you were giving rupees 10, but now to purchase same dollar, you have to give rupees 5. So at that time, there is appreciation of your currency. Clear? Because you can purchase the same apple for less money, right? Is it clear, this
Ma'am,
part?
could you explain again?
See, for earlier the $1, right? For $1, you have to pay rupees 10 rupees. Okay. Similarly, for $1, you have to pay 20 rupees. So what is happening basically? The value of your currency is decreasing or not? Because you have to give more money to purchase that product now,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Manisha, is it clear? And here, earlier you were paying 10 rupees, but now you are paying for the same $1, you are paying less. So that means there is appreciation in your currency. Here it is depreciation in your currency. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So this is what. So it refers to decrease in the value of domestic currency in relationship to the foreign currency. It means the value of domestic currency is less than the value of foreign currency, and domestic currency is required in more number. Now you need more domestic currency. Earlier you needed 10 rupees, but now you need more to buy the foreign currency. It is caused because of increase in demand and decrease in supply, right? Due to depreciation of domestic currency, the export will rise because the domestic currency become relatively cheaper and the foreign country will purchase more from the domestic currency. The import will fall because of domestic currency. Country need to pay more currency to buy the same product. Very, very important this concept. See, the export will rise. Why? Because now for $1, they can purchase the product which is for 20 rupees in our country. So they will come to India and they will bring a lot of things. They will we have to export a lot to them. But will you purchase the product from their country in this situation of depreciation? No, no. Because you have to pay more to purchase the same product, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So due to depreciation of domestic currency, the export increases, but the import will fall. Clear? Because you have to pay more to buy the same product, right? So this is called currency depreciation. You will quickly note it up.